Now, here's the moment we've all been waiting for, when you're actually presenting. And again, as I said, this is about presenting to the camera. So, first thing, how to remember your script. The 5 Ps. Be prepared. Know your script. Read it through. The way Dave does it is with a whiteboard, as we talked about, making bullet points. If you don't have a whiteboard, write it on a piece of paper, just as long as you can see it. Put it behind the camera so you can actually have a read of it. And so you know where you're at. It's just like public speaking when you make notes, things like that. Or these, we're just writing bullet points. Excuse me. This is a really important thing. For some reason, as soon as a camera gets turned on, people freak out. They suddenly feel like they're being judged, It's like when a little kid looks you in the face and you're like, why are you looking at me? What's wrong with me, It's just looking at you. This is just an eye that's just recording information. So, I used to be quite afraid of cameras. Even though I went to drama school and became an actor, I was pretty scared. Maybe that's why I did it. But then one day I was like, okay, buddy, you and me. So I just had a good look at it. And I was like, not much is going on. It's okay. So if you're by yourself and in your own environment, just take some time. Maybe spoon it, have a connection, Get to know. So, but what I want you to know is whatever you're presenting to a camera is just a conversation. It's just a conversation with your audience. So if you've got a picture of the audience behind you, then do that. It is about you just disseminating information, and there happens to be something recording it. So the actual delivery techniques, I'll just run through this, is you can learn a lot from actors. I used to work for a training company that hired actors to help corporate people with presentation skills. Because when you go to drama school, it's like going to boot camp, they break you down, okay? And sometimes don't put you back together, but the things they teach you, the things they teach you about your stance, your breath, and your voice. Now, these are your best friends. Stance, okay? Most people, well, it kind of goes in here, your nervous twitch. When people are talking, we generally do something with our bodies because it's a bit uncomfortable to kind of stand there and just be open. Now that reads really quickly with people. So if you're presenting to a camera and you're kind of like, hey, here's my great product and oh, it's awesome, you should get it. So it comes across as like, who is this person? I'm not going to believe them, they're scared, whatever. So you need to basically find a stance, like a nice neutral stance where your hips are just, your feet are hip width apart. Unlock your knees. Just get a feel for it. You'll know as well. Stand up straight. It changes how you feel. If I'm talking to you like this, a bit hunched, I'm a little bit scared of you now, and I'm kind of a little bit soft. If I literally just pull my shoulders back and stand up, I feel different. I feel stronger. I feel like I've got a certain level of authority and expertise, and that's just in your stance and your posture. Where you want to kind of look at the horizon. Again, if you're looking up or down, that'll give a different meaning, but if you're looking straight ahead, it'll give you strength, and it's called the neutral stance. And then you want to be able to do something with your hands. Our hands represent the present moment. We're always doing something. Whatever you're doing is usually with your hands. You're making lunch, you're driving a car, you're writing something, you're typing. It's usually with your hands. The hands, dexterous things. They want to grip, they want to play. I've had this thing all day, and so that's one thing to remember. If you're presenting to the camera and you've got a remote control or something in your hand or a microphone, you're going to play with it. So learn what that is. Learn what your nervous twitch is, and then just try to not do it. I'm going to try not to do it for the rest of this session. And where that comes in, where you'll be safe. Question?
We'll just wait for the mic to run around.
Because I've done a fair bit of body language studies, one of the tools they say is if you're having a nervous twitch, put your 2 fingers together in the Mr. Burns fashion, because that's a power position.
Yeah.
In fact, if you watch any of my videos, that's what I do. That's how I'll stand in all my videos. And it's good for having a grounding centerpiece on where to come back for editing as well. I always stand like that. Like Mr.
I'll
Burns.
do it for the rest of the time. Yeah. So my minions, who we're going to talk about. So stance is the first thing, and then breath. Your breath will get you through anything. Have you ever had a really hard massage and you think, you know, your ribs are going to break, but if you breathe, you'll get through it. And breathing is the first thing you lose when you start to get nervous. All the breath goes up into the top of your chest, and you're like, yeah, I'm fine, yeah, it's all good, I'm just I'm going to talk and whatever, and that all gets stuck there because you're not breathing. So anytime you start to feel that tension build up, take a breath, and it'll all go. And you start again, and when it builds up again, you take another breath. And finally, your voice. Your voice comes from your breath. So if I'm really restricted in my breath, then my voice is going to change as opposed to when I'm talking from the depth of my voice, which is coming from my breath. I'm literally just changed where I was breathing just then to change how it comes across. And again, that's going to position you in a certain way, you know? If you're trying to convince people of something or market that you are an expert in some way, you need to come across in your best light and voice. Now the other thing is take your time, like I said, get to know your camera. It can wait. You can do 50 takes, you can do 100 takes, it doesn't matter. Especially now, everything's digital, you can edit and record straight over it. And have a bit of fun, eh?